Welcome to Our Golden Plates, a weekly show about bringing people together through the gospel of Jesus Christ to share testimonies, spiritual experiences, and overall to remind everyone that though we may not be together in person, we are together in purpose. A reminder that all comments made in the chat must adhere to the house rules. Any violation of the house rules will result in immediate removal from the group. Welcome to our show. Welcome to this week's episode of Our Golden Plates. I'm your host, Charlie Gomez, alongside my brother, Joey Gomez, and we are super excited to have you guys. This is going to be a super awesome, our last episode of family history, right? And we're so excited. We have an awesome program lined up for you guys. Today, we're actually going to be going over an app that you guys can use, or actually a website called Relative Finder, right? And if you haven't heard of Relative Finder, it's a really awesome website that you can actually go and discover who your closest relatives are. It's just another, I'd call it an extension of Family Search. And so Joey's got a really awesome training, and we're going to be showing on screen to you guys how that actually works, and Joey's going to take over right now.
Yeah. So, Relative Finder, what it is the opportunity for you to be able to find your ancestors, people that have died, people that are deceased, or people that are alive, people that you can connect with. So I went ahead and I did a video, and we're going to be featuring that video here. And so in the video, what does it have? It basically goes to the website and it describes what are the features of Relative Finder. So if you look at the actual website, you'll see the first part, it includes relatives, and you can click on this tab that says My Relatives. My Relatives will allow you the opportunity to take your family tree information and connect that with other individuals in your family. Now, it's important to note, this is very important, you have to have a Family Search account. Why? Because Relative Finder takes the information you've put onto Family Search and it uploads it into Relative Finder. So I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to go to our episode 3 or 4 to get more information about Family Search, how to set up the actual account and where to actually get Family Search. If you don't know what we're talking about, that's okay. We have episode 3, we've already gone through this. So, My Relatives will allow you the opportunity to take your family tree information and connect it to other individuals. Now, how does it do that? Well, it sets the individuals you have on your tree from Family Search and categorizes it into individuals, it has relationships, and then it has groups. Now, Charlie, when you get onto Relative Finder here, you'll be able to see that there are some pretty cool people on this website.
Pretty famous people.
That's right. Some pretty famous people. Now, whether they're famous in the church or whether they're famous historically, I went ahead and did some searches through some of the individuals. The first one that I went to was a leader of the church, Ronald A. Rasband. And many individuals know him as an apostle of the church. Obviously, he's an important figure to us and somebody we can look to. The next person that I look up was Benjamin Franklin. And Benjamin Franklin, we all know and revere him as someone who signed the Declaration of Independence, a scientist. I mean, we see
$100 bill.
That's right, the big money man himself.
Drop them Benjamins.
That's right. People are like, "Oh my gosh, Benjamin Franklin, that guy is in our family, bro."
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're not.
Did you know we were related to Davy Crockett?
Well, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I had no idea.
I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. I had no idea, bro. But there are these people we are connected to that are famous or they have played a part in history. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool because now we've taken something that was, old information and we brought it together with us. And so, with with that, the last person that I found was our Charlotte Emma Lake, and she is our grandmother's mother. And so it's kind of interesting. We're having mothers today, and we're talking.
You want to talk about mothers?
Right? So, she is listed on there, and I went ahead and went to her information. Now, when you click on the individual's name, it'll generate a genealogical tree. And it'll have different little sections like, my mom, my father, his parents. But because Charlotte Lake is on my mom's side, it's actually just going to go up the tree on my mom's names. So my grandmother, my grandfather, on my mother's side, their parents, and obviously it's on grandma's side. So with grandma, we have her history already on Family Search, goes on to Relative Finder, goes all the way up. You'll see as I go through this video, or this recording, and you'll be able to see, like literally on this website, there it is, the connection to these individuals, and especially from Charlotte Lake's side, how we're connected. So, moving on to the next part, besides having these specific genealogical things, I want to talk about privacy. Now, a lot of times people are apprehensive about putting their information onto Family Search. I mean, it makes sense. We don't want our information out there. And believe me, I'm not IT department to say, like, oh my gosh, like, you'll never...
Stranger danger, guys.
Right, like, it makes perfect sense. It's just, I am very impressed by the way that Family Search and Relative Finder have put in the right components to protect our information. So as you look, you'll see I went to Elder Razban's information, or if we've already gone over it. And in there, you'll see that he's literally blanked out whenever you click on his name. You go down up that genealogical tree and you can't access his information. Why is that? Because he's living. He's alive. You can't actually access his information. And so if you put your information on Family Search and you want to connect to Relative Finder, you can have a little bit more surety that that information is not privy to another person that's connected. So, kind of had a breath of fresh air and relief there, because, what are we talking about here? We're talking about people's privacy and their ability to feel comfortable about sharing their information. So, again, what is the purpose that we have here? We're trying to stay connected. So, following that, well, I guess I should ask, kind of a question here. And it has to do with, how does this apply to what we're trying to get at as far as connecting? Well, Charlie and I, we're brothers. We see each other all the time.
You think?
Well, that doesn't mean that we'll always be together. So how do we make sure that what we have and what we've shared is somewhat eternal? And the answer is putting your family history together. This is the reason that we use things like Relative Finder. This is the reason why we have we put those efforts into making sure you're knowledgeable about how to get that resource. And Relative Finder has made it really simple for us. I mean, Charlie had never done this. Tell him your experience. You had never gone over this, and how quick was it?
Well, literally, it's like you sign in, guys, and you just, if you already have, the key is you have to have a Family Search profile. So if you don't have that, make sure you guys create that. And so having that basically takes all that information and then loads all of the information that you have, and then all the information that other people have entered, or that just there is certain information about, and then it compiles where you fall in relation to those people. So literally, I mean, we could go down the list here. Like, I'm related to John Adams. I'm related to Alexander Hamilton, right? Yeah. These are literally people who signed the U.S. Constitution, right? Like, and so I just think it's really cool. And these are things that you may not have known about, or these may be things that you can discover about your own family history, whereas just going and doing regular family search may not afford you that. And so, to be honest with you, I just was really impressed as I looked and I found out those interesting facts of where I fit in relation to those people.
Yeah, honestly, Charlie's sitting there, he's typing the names, and then he's like, "We're related to David Crockett."
I'm still waiting to like hear from like to like see if I'm related to Michael Jackson or something or
no, whatever it is, you're finding out so many historical figures and their connection to you, just the same way that you can connect to them. So there's another option in there. It's about Masquerade, and I decided not to kind of really go over it because Masquerade is just a simple way that you can learn more about deceased individuals, which is kind of the same thing you do on Family Search, which is fine, and you can go more into depth with it. But then following that, there's this tab that says Groups, and when you look at it here, Groups, what does it include? It includes the options or links for Join, Create, and Manage. And community. Join, create, manage, and community. Oh my gosh, could not say that right.
Try saying that 5 times
fast. I know. So those 4 options are the components of the way that you can connect with more people. And I went ahead and during the actual video, I created the account. And what I want us to do, and what I want to invite us to do, is figure out how we can connect on Relative Finder. So I went ahead and I made our golden plates an actual option, and what we're gonna do, well, especially myself, is I'm gonna make that an open community if you want to join, and that way we can see who is connected with us. I mean, literally, we're gonna take what we have connected in our Facebook group and we're gonna put it into Relative Finder. We're gonna see historically who we are all connected from and why we're all connected, where we're all connected from. I mean, this is amazing, guys. Like, we're talking about the ability to take information on a website, put it in, connect every single person that joins, and figure out how we're related as a family, even if we're not directly blood related. So I was like really impressed at how like simplistic yet effective it is to really connect. And that's really what we say here in Our Golden Plates, is that even though we can't be together in person, we are together in purpose. And so the next part that I went ahead and did a video. So I again, this video is just basically kind of describing how people can join, what is the process. Then we have create. If you wanted to create your own group, you can. Remember, if you can create a private group, that's fine. Again, another form of safety. It's no issue. No one will see anything. If you create a community group, what that is, it's more focused on interest. So, for example, if you have the community option, it's really more so talking about, can you connect in people that are famous sports figures or actors? Can you connect at people that are related to the Civil War?
So, these are all people who are deceased, by the way. So if you're wondering if you're like related now, modern day, you may not find those people, but just a heads up.
Right. No, that's a great point, Charlie. Thank you. So those people that are deceased are able to connect in that group that you find, but if you're living, your information will not be shared. So that's a great point.
Just for privacy.
Yeah, exactly. And so we don't need to feel necessarily that concern. That's why we brought up the Elder Razban point. Elder Razban, the point of him not having his information shared. So yeah, it's a great point, Charlie. So Our Golden Plates is the group. That's simple. All you have to do is type that in, and you'll see, and you can find Our Golden Plates as a community. And what are we connected through? Well, obviously, the next option says connect, and this part I thought was really cool, because what you can do is you can find people in your area, like your general geographical area. I was like, holy cow, like,
it's like Facebook stalking on steroids.
Just Facebook stalking. Well, I mean,
no,
it's not that powerful, But it's like, we're talking about being able to get somebody that's not too far from you and connect. You can also invite a friend, and that's the other thing I found in there. You'll send your friend a code. Let's say, you haven't seen somebody in a month. I don't know. And you're like, man, I really want to reach out to them.
Are you alive?
I know. Are you alive? Can you call me? COVID-19 has really, the social distancing is strong with those ones. And so the difficulty we're having is connecting. So you just you go on the website. You say, hey, man, how you been? And they're like, oh, I'm good. Just, COVID life, whatever. And then
Hashtag COVID life.
I know, right? And so what happens? You tell them, I found this website and I wanted to invite you to get on. And you share the link with them. I mean, the worst they could say is no, right? And frankly, it's like, oh, no. It's really not going to be that terrible. So let's say they do get on there. You can show them how they're connected to these famous individuals. You can show how you two eventually meet up and connect on that tree. I mean, that's amazing. Like, we're talking about somebody who could be 1,000 miles away, but still...
Cousin!
That's right, because still connect. Still connect. So, that... again, the join, create, manage, and community sections in there are really helpful to help you connect with other individuals. And really, manage just really allows you to take already created groups and have the group kind of edited. So if you have created your own group, you can go and just kind of organize it in the fashion or way that you like. With that, this really comprises everything that is Relative Finder. And our hope is that you'll really try to make sure that you take these principles of Family Search and Relative Finder and invite people. You can do it through our group. You can do it through our YouTube channel, where this is obviously broadcasting. You can connect with people. And so we've definitely gone over some principles, Charlie.
Yep. No, absolutely. And, I just wanted to quickly share kind of my experience of just why is this important, right? Like, why is it important to connect? Why is it important to get together? Why is it important to even do these things? And my experience actually comes fairly recently. For those of you who know me, I was actually living in California for a little over a year and a half. When I first moved there, it was my first real time. I wouldn't say my first real time away from home, but like my first real time living on my own. And for any of you guys who've ever been in that situation, that can kind of get a little lonely. You know what I mean? It can definitely feel like you have work, you have whatever you're doing, but it's just sometimes difficult to reach out to people. But my experience specifically was, I was very fortunate that I actually had some cousins that were 2 hours away down in Riverside, and I was living in Thousand Oaks, which is about an hour, like half-ish, it's about an hour south or hour north of LA. And so what this allowed me to do is basically reach out to them. And, my experience with that is just, in those times when I was kind of feeling down, I would go over and, I'd spend a Sunday afternoon with them. Or, I would just call them up. I would just reach out to them. And I know if my cousin Lila is watching this, she's going to give me so much crap for this, because she's like, you never came that much. And I was like, I was trying, I was working. But anyway, the times that I was able to actually reach out, I really appreciated those moments. So shout out to my California cousins. They're the best. They are so awesome. I appreciate them so very much. But, aside from that, guys, find opportunities to connect to people like this, especially during this time, during COVID-19, especially during this time where, so much is uncertain. It's going to be even more important for us to be able to reach out to connect to people. And maybe not just for you, but for other people, because you don't know what other people are going through, And so reaching out to people, connecting to them, and just making yourself available in their lives makes a huge difference.
And I just want to add, every single family member we have, we love you guys, and we're very grateful for the time that we do get to spend with you. And obviously with this separation, it's been hard on all of us. And I think that when we take advantage of these opportunities, when we really figure out ways we can connect with people, even though we're not there in person with them, it really strengthens our bonds. It really does. It makes us a stronger people, and especially in purpose, in everything that we do. And so I know that there have been a bunch of people on their toes about the information related to our contest.
Yes, absolutely.
So Charlie has some information.
Yep, I'm going to be going over who the winner is, and so very, very excited for this. And can we get a drum roll? Drum roll, please. And the winner is Terry Carroll.
Oh!
It's just kind of funny because she's also our mom.
I
But
know.
it's,
Like, what are the chances
on Mother's Day
that this happened?
Yes. And so, congratulations, Terry. We'll be bringing you onto our show, and you will be on air with us. We're super excited to have you. Again, we're going to be doing more of these competitions, guys. And so, as we put out this information, just participate. And for that, I'll go ahead and put a plug in for, if you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit that bell notification so that way you are notified of any time that we put out any additional content. And this is actually from the remainder of whenever we go and continue to do our Golden Plates on a weekly basis. We'll be actually broadcasting it from YouTube. And so that's where we'll be. So please go check us out and subscribe for more of our Golden Plates content. And so I just want to thank you guys. This has been a really fun training for us, and we're super excited to continue on with our content. This is the final episode again for our family history segment. And so our next segment, we're going to be going over, that's TBD right now, but we'll be coming up with more content for you guys. If you guys have any other comments, or if you guys have any ideas for suggestions of things that you would like for us to actually go over, or for us to make content about or talk about, we would love to hear from you guys. And so remember that even though we're not together in person, we are together in purpose.